Hello, welcome to another video right here with Chris G. I'm not coming to you live this time. This is pre-recorded, all right? This is pre-recorded today. Today I want to talk to you all about the positives and negatives of tube watercolors, right? Tube watercolors and pre-filled single half pan watercolors. What's the difference? What's the positives? What's some of the negatives? Especially I'm really aiming this video for beginners, you know, some people who might be new to watercolor. Maybe if you're not you don't have to be a watercolor artist. Maybe you're using a different other type of medium and you're moving to watercolor and you got some questions, and I'm going to try to help you answer those if I can. So stay with me. Some of the positives and negatives. First of all, let's start with the half pans. All right, pre-filled half pans. These are the Winsor & Newton, flip those around, Cotman half pans. These are the Winsor & Newton student grade set of half pans. The good thing about half pans, so for instance, the Winsor & Newton company, you can buy individual colors in their half pan form. So that's one good thing about half pans, is you can buy individuals with some companies, not all companies. And a lot of the times you can buy sets and they come in travel boxes like this. I think anything past this is a 24 size box, 24 pan box. Anything bigger than that you may not want to take with you anywhere. But there are some smaller boxes of 12 pans that are easy to carry with you, and you can buy pans in sets. So that's a positive. Another positive is these are good for beginners because they're ready to use. All you have to do is open it up, put a little water on it, and you're ready to go. It doesn't take a lot of work. It's already, it's already put together for you. The initial price for half pans is cheaper. Right, so when you go out and you want to buy a half pan, or if you want to buy a set of 24 colors, buying a set of 24 half pans will be cheaper than buying a 24 tube paints. 24 tube paints is going to be a lot more expensive than 24 pans. Okay, so your initial price is definitely going to be cheaper. If you're a beginner again, or if you're just moving to watercolor, it might be good to buy this because it's not a lot of paint, so you can kind of test the waters. Watercolor, get that? But you can test it out before you dive in deep and buy a lot of watercolors. After you use these, but these are available in student and in artist grade watercolor. Some other watercolor sets that are artist grade, of course Winsor & Newton has the artist grade Mission Gold, Magello Mission Gold set of half pans, Schminke, Sennelier. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You can buy pans already filled, artist grade quality, and they're ready to go. Okay, some of the negatives, right? Because there are negatives to these. Well, what I think. After you use a half pan up, after this is gone, you have to throw it away, or buy something to go inside of it. But if we're not talking about those and you're only dealing with half pans, then you have to buy another pan. So it matters how much you paint. If you paint often, then you might run through these pretty quickly, so you might have to spend more money because you're buying half pans over and over and over again. Sometimes these can be difficult if you use a large brush to get the paint out of, and it's actually not recommended that you use a very large brush, a brush that's larger than the face surface of these pans, because you can really start to damage the brush if you're kind of, if it's not getting inside of the paint, if it's kind of hitting around the pan, you kind of hurt your brush. So large brushes, it's difficult to get the paint out. So that's another negative. And then in the long run, these could possibly get more expensive, because if you continuously buy these over and over and over again, you might spend more money. Half pans. Let's go into the positives and negatives of tubes. All right. Some of the positives of this is these are also good for beginners and intermediate users of watercolor. You have the freedom to choose what you want to do with this. So you can squeeze this tube of paint out onto a palette, and you can use it at home on a palette, and you have fresh paint to get maybe a larger brush to use with, so you don't have to dig it out of a pan. You have the option to fill up a half pan like this. You can buy empty half pans and you can fill your own colors into these pans. Also, if one of these Winsor Newtons, for instance, runs out, then I can put any color of any type of brand tube paint inside of this. And if you missed the video, I have a link in the bottom to my tutorial on how to fill half pans. So check that out as well. So yeah, you can put this into a half pan. You can fill a full pan up if you would like. And full pans kind of give you a little more flexibility on the size of brush you can use. You can use a lot bigger brush with a full pan. You can fill one of these up maybe with a 5 milliliter tube. This is a small tube. You can fill it up maybe 2.5 times. Okay, so you can get 2.5 of these out of one of these tubes. If you get a 15 milliliter tube, like a big tube, you can keep filling this thing up. You might not have to spend a lot of money. You might just have to buy one tube and you won't have to get the color again. It matters how much you paint. This is a 7 milliliter tube from Mission Gold. This 7 milliliter tube can fill a pan up about 3.5 times. So again, a little more expensive, but you get 2.5 pans instead of one pan. They're cost effective in the long run. So these are gonna be more cost effective in the long run than buying sets of half pans over and over and over again. Some of the negatives. Some of the negatives to watercolor tubes is, of course, the price. Everybody is working out here. Everybody has a job and everybody likes to be as cost effective as they can be. And for artists, sometimes we can kill a budget buying art supplies. So the initial cost for these tubes can be a lot more expensive than your initial cost for this. This will last longer, so you will not have to buy them again, which is the positive. But that first move is going to be a big move. So I suggest you invest in this if you feel like you're going to paint more often. And if you have the money to upfront buy tubes, I suggest buy tubes, because even if you don't use the watercolor right off the bat, you still have the tube available and you can use it as long as you would like. These things will last forever. Don't quote me on that. Also, you have to put these into a pan or onto a palette. You cannot just open the box and take your brush and rub it like this and then you have paint like this. You just take the plastic off, put some water on it, and it's ready to go. You can't do that with this. Although some artists do paint directly out of tubes, but it's not to do a whole painting, it's just to add accents onto their paintings. So that's another downside to this, is you have to put it into a palette or a pan. And then also, last but not least, it can be difficult for some new artists just to do this. I was afraid of buying tubes when I first started because I just thought it was a hassle and I didn't really know what to do, and it just seemed so much easier to get this because this was ready to go and I didn't have to think about it too much and I could just paint. With this, where am I gonna squeeze it at? I have to go try to find pans to put it in, and there was a lot more stuff to it. But now that I've experienced it, I'm happy that I did buy these tubes, and I think I'll be investing in tubes more often, especially if I find colors that I like. Tubes is gonna be the way to go for me. Okay, so that's my thoughts on half pans versus tubes. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? What is your preference? Do you like half pans or do you like tubes? And when I say half pans, the pre-filled ones. Do you like the pre-filled half pans or do you like to buy colors in tube sets? Let me know down in the comments below. And again, stay tuned because I'm going to be putting out some more videos soon. Drop a like if you like the video, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Peace.